We have some sunshine, especially east of Interstate 81. More clouds still west as we're trying to clear things back out. Here's a live look in Martinsville with our new College Institute Skycam. We are back into the upper 70s, still breezy out there, and we are going to keep the winds with us throughout the rest of the afternoon. Again, gusts anywhere from 15 to 30 miles an hour, especially into the higher elevations. Roanoke City, we have those gusts into about 25 to 30 miles an hour. Same for us in South Boston and Wytheville, Hillsville, a 20-mile-per-hour gust right now. Again, those winds stay elevated throughout the rest of the afternoon. You see that here, sustained winds on the line at about 15 to 25 miles an hour, still occasionally getting into that 30-35 mile per hour category. When you factor in the gusts, finally by 10, 11 o'clock tonight, we're going to start to back those winds off considerably to about 5 miles an hour overnight. What the wind is doing, it is drawing in a few extra, they're drawing in the humidity out of here, I should say. Uncomfortable was where we were over the past couple of days. Now we're just back into that where it still feels a little muggy, but certainly bearable out there. Not that oppressive stuff that we were dealing with, not that tropical air mass. Next system out towards our west, we're tracking a complex of storms that's going to roll down from the upper Midwest, and it's going to arrive here as we get into the next several hours, really as we get into the overnight and into early tomorrow. Here's 6, 7 o'clock. You see that complex of storms to our west. Again, don't be surprised if you have an early wake-up call tomorrow with a few thunderstorms, especially along and south of 460. Here's that 6 to 8 o'clock time frame, and you see the darker reds, especially through the 77 corridor and into Southside. This is where we could have a few strong, potentially damaging wind gusts. Not expecting widespread severe weather, but certainly the opportunity there for a few stronger wind gusts with that complex of storms. Here's the lunch hour and beyond into the early afternoon. Another one sliding through. Again, that warm front draped right to our south, and that's a good pathway for these little complexes, if you will, to slide on through. In terms of the severe weather threat, again, mainly for us into the 77 corridor and then across Southside. Don't be surprised, though, if you're outside of this green box or green blob, if you will, to get a severe wind gust as well, as these complexes like to ride again that warm front in and kind of erratic in their nature. 74 degrees in Lexington right now. We're into the upper 50s in Hot Springs, 79 in South Boston. A little cooler where we still have the clouds into the New River Valley, but it's going to warm up for everybody as we get going over the next several days. Big chunk of high pressure going to develop into the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to send a lot of heat, a lot of humidity our way. By the time we get into next week, we're talking upper 80s and lower 90s. A little cooler with the extra clouds and storms around this weekend, back to the upper 70s. Not a washout this weekend by any means, but the best chance for rain is going to be into the morning, early afternoon. Again, we could have a few stronger storms within that cluster of thunderstorms that slides on through. Not a washout on Sunday either, just a 20% shot for a few pop-up storms. Then there comes the heat next week, back to the upper 80s and lower 90s to the middle part of the upcoming work week.
We haven't seen a 90 on the board in a while.
It's been a while. Well, now it's officially summer. Officially, we are about 30 minutes into it. I heard 17 plus 6, 23 minutes into it. 11:54 was the official time. Had to do some math. Didn't realize what time it was.
There you go.
Yeah,
I'm glad you're
time.
the one doing the math.
Yeah.
I just use words.
There you go.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You got it.